Chance the Rappers on the Cruz Show. Let's get it. Let's go.
Let's lock in. You
Come
got
on,
me
bro.
so hyped.
Intro by Nico Blitz right
Yo,
there,
Nico
man.
Blitz, you the greatest, yo.
Oh man, coming from you, that means a lot.
Crazy,
man.
right?
Just insane. That just made me feel some emotions. I ain't gonna lie.
That's right. That's how it should feel. And his cousin, you're his favorite rapper, is here too.
Yo, love, man.
Yeah.
Love, man.
Love you, Chance.
I feel so loved today. Thank
Love
you.
you, man.
Chance, I got.
That wasn't awkward at
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah, way to go, Drew. Way to go, Drew. Way to go,
Like,
Drew.
rapper that really like.
Uh-oh, here we go.
All your like the coloring book was the first stuff I put on my Spotify.
Love, man.
So
That's
It
right.
feels good to be
Respect.
connected. yo.
Love. Respect.
Also, one more thing about my family too. So my sister and my brother-in-law, they had their nephew a couple years
they had
ago,
their
or
son.
their son a couple years ago. My nephew, and they actually named him Chancellor because of you.
Hey,
What?
Yeah.
yo, bro.
What?
Crazy, right?
That's actually the first time I've ever heard that. I've heard some
Really?
people naming their kids Chance, but to name them my actual name, a lot of people don't even know my name is Chancellor.
No one's ever said that to you?
Never, but nobody's ever
Yo,
told
that's
me they named their
crazy.
son Chancellor after me.
First time
God
on the Cruz
bless
Show.
that
Let's
child,
get it.
man.
Yeah.
God bless. That's
God bless
beautiful,
the
man.
child.
Yeah. Starline is out, man. Congratulations.
Yo, thank
6 years
you.
in the making.
Yeah.
That's safe to say, right?
It feels pretty good.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
I love how Pops is part of the promo team.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. But he's been part of the promo team.
Yeah, since
right?
day one.
Since day one. On Speed of Love, you said me and my dad burnt them CDs one at a time.
Man, so when I was I first got out of high school, I put out my project. It was called 10 Day. And me and my dad used to butt heads a lot. And when I say butt heads, I mean he used to punch me in the chest a lot.
Right.
For getting in
Same.
trouble and for just being like, you know, I was just as creative and like different and hard-headed then as I am now. And it wasn't until I had like this life-changing event that you know, my dad started to, I guess, reevaluate our relationship, and he became super, super involved in, you know, trying to help me figure out how I was gonna, you know, achieve some of these goals I had. And one of the things that he really, you know, blessed me with was understanding street teaming and understanding hand-to-hand. And so he used to burn the CDs of 10 Day and write on them in Sharpie marker in the middle of the night, all night. It's the line specifically says, the beauty of a Sharpie in the moonlight, the writing was Baroque, the speed was cartoon-like. He used to sit and just write my name all night, one at a time, though, like not a disc makers, like sitting there, Windows Media Player on his job computer, burning my CDs that I would then go out on the street and, you know, pass out and stuff. So to this day, he still is my, you know, that's my source.
I saw him at the beach pushing the CD in his khakis.
It made me cry.
This is my son. We're out here. We're supporting his new album.
I was out of town when they did that, and I had no idea. Like we were very conscious about doing street teaming, hand to hand in the CDs, making sure that we get out to the people. Don't just do a bunch of billboards and like expect people, but like meet people where they are. And that's how you get the stories. That's how you meet people and get to know their connection to the music. And I was out of town. I think I was doing my own promo run in New York, and I was street teaming too. And then my dad sent me this video. He's like, "You care if I post this, son?" I'm like, "Oh, what is this gonna be?" And I watched it, and it's my dad on the beach with sneakers and jeans on, kneeling down in the sand, you know, explaining how important this project is to somebody and saying, "I'm proud to be Chance the Rapper's father." It's good. I'm getting emotional.
That's real deal, man.
It was beautiful, man.
And we're blessed to have fathers. You know, Garcia and I, we talk about that all the time because his father wasn't necessarily there, but that made him a great father.
Amen.
Not having his father.
My dad's father wasn't in his life, and I think that's what gave him. He'll tell you, like, that's what gave him the power to be the father that he was to me, because he wanted to be the opposite of his dad in every way.
My dad was there, but was he? That's my question. He was there, but was he, Chance?
But really, though.
But really, was he? Like, he was there to fucking torment me. He was there to beat my ass. But he was there, I guess. Signed me up for football and then said I was no good at it. All good. All good. Sorry, man. Listening to your album, I get emotional too, man. Like, you're getting emotional. You're crying,
I'm
man.
crying right now.
Yo, you know what I appreciate about Starline is, you know, and this is with the most respect ever, right? You didn't take no crazy risks, right? You didn't go goofy. You kept it Chance the Rapper, Chance the Rapper we know and appreciate, right?
What's funny to me is, like, I think this is one of those projects where every day it's going to get better. I think every day that somebody takes an opportunity to listen to it, especially by yourself or in headphones or on a drive, you'll start to like see things in there that you just can't get on the first couple of listens. And I think what is different about this project from any other projects is the level of intention that went into each lyric and into the content of each of the songs. And so even the songs that feel like they're really fun, like a lot of people really love Ride, that's the second track. A lot of people really love Draped Mania with Baby Chief Do It. When you sit down and you read those lyrics, you'll be like, oh, this is radical, and this is, and it's educational, and it's informative, and it's also still, at the end of the day, it's fun, and it feels good to turn up. You feel a strength from it. And I think all my lyrics have always been introspective. They've all been, also a certain worldview of what I think is right or wrong in the world. But this is like, I think the first time that I really, really did everything I could with my pen to get my point across. And not just one point, but multiple perspectives around any point.
No, you got to it in Starline. You got to it, man.
I screenshotted lyrics
like
so many times, because I felt like I missed that shit, and I don't want to misquote it. But the corrupt one, this town is like the dog pound. This
shit is corrupt.
I'm like, fuck, I appreciate that so much.
Shout out to the dog pound. Shout out to corrupt.
Yeah, dog pound. West Coast.
Wordplay is my thing, and I actually used to be in a program when I was a kid, an after school program called Wordplay, and that's where a lot of my friends that got on, Vic Mensa, No Name, Jamila Woods, Saba, a lot of us grew up in these after school programs like Wordplay and Lyricist Loft and stuff, where we had to get up and like perform a new piece every week.
Wow.
In front of our peers, and sometimes it'd be 200 kids, sometimes it'd be 10 kids, but we had to get up with that same level of fervor and that same level of intention around our words from a young age. And so I think all of us are like well equipped to like take on some of these loftier topics and some of these like bigger moments when it comes to songwriting.
Can I tell you the moment I became a fan of you?
Yeah.
I didn't smoke at this time, but in 2013, when you dropped,
smoking now though.
Man, I'm smoking now.
God
bless,
Jesus Christ.
But when you drop Smoke Again, right?
Yeah.
The line that got me was when you said, "Lean all on the square." That's a fucking ramen. I said, bro,
people love
that is
line,
crazy.
I love wordplay. I love and I think what I did really well with this album is that it's a lot of different literary devices that like maybe I didn't utilize as much when I was coming into it, because like you said, like a certain level of it when you were a kid, and I wasn't a kid, but you know what I'm saying, 19, 20, 21, like, and 20, 23 when I made Coloring Book, like there's still like a level of adventure and just like fun and like goofiness and like freedom that you feel.
Freedom.
And I think now I'm 32, I got 2 kids, you know what I'm saying, the world is going to shit, and it feels like there's an important job in being a writer or a historian or a documentarian that you have to be as a rapper. When you record something, you put it out in the world, you publish it, it's going to be spun the same way with the same words forever. And so you have to be careful and be, intentional and be brave with your words.
Yeah, and how you're going to be that vessel for everyone else.
Facts.
I think No More Old Men really says that.
That's my best song.
Yeah, like I really, like, you felt the song. You can hear the story very clearly, and it was very, very well done.
Yo, thank you, man. Yeah, that song, that is my best song. It's the best song I've written, and it actually comes, a lot of these songs and ideas come from other literary works, whether it's poetry, theater, literature, whatever. Like there's like a lot of like references to other stuff, and that song is actually based on a poem by my cousin Tanikia Carpenter, who's an amazing poet. She had this poem. I think it's Chicago with No More Granddads, or the day. It's something, but it's the exact same concept and a much shorter piece, but it changed me. She made this, I think, a couple of years ago, and at that moment I knew I want to create this same moment in music. And I was blessed enough to like work with Jamila Woods, and Dark Child produced it. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why it knocks the way it does.
Legendary.
Shout out to Rodney Jerkins. Like,
man, Destiny's Child, Michael Jackson, you name it.
He's the greatest. Yeah, and he spent time with me. We actually made like 10 tracks, but that was the one that I was like,
okay,
yeah, we're gonna get back to work too.
Yeah.
But
that's
that one,
at least,
that one is my best written song, and I perfectly, I think, describe the importance of some of the boyhood lessons that you learn in spaces that's just around men. And I think like there's certain things I learned being in the barbershop as a kid with my dad from some older men that aren't around anymore. And that life expectancy has just dropped more and more for a multitude of reasons.
Dangerous out there, man.
But that's needed. Like, you need a gray-haired, I've been through it all.
You need an OG.
You need an OG.
You need an OG in your life.
The song I feel like perfectly describes some of the lessons that we learned and the ones that we lost.
Yeah. Age is success.
Bro.
If you make it to a certain age, you have succeeded.
Those gray hairs are like a signal that I've been here and I've been through it all. And I feel like on a level of just like attacking a concept, I always write my songs after I come up with a title, or at the very least after I come up with a concept.
Wow.
It's usually concept and title, maybe title, then, which still is coming from a concept. Draped, mania, for example. Like, a lot of people like this record because it's lit, it's turned up, it's got a crazy Baby Chief Do It verse
Big
on
energy.
it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's also like, once people sit with it for a while and maybe just Google the word Draped mania and find out what that means and contextualize the song within that, they'll be like, oh. And I think that's like the beauty of writing with intention and writing with a concept or title first. Because if I just go to the mic or just go to the pen and be like, I'm gonna just see what rhymes best and say that I'm the best, and we're not gonna get nowhere. But when I have,
we're running in place at that point.
You know what I'm saying? But Draped mania was 4 different songs before it got to the one that's with Baby Chief Do It, and probably like 6 or 7 different verses. But 4 different beats, 3 different genres of kinds of beats.
Jesus,
and
no
then
wonder it took 6 years, man.
Yeah, that's why it takes 6 years.
Crazy, Chance.
But basically, Draped mania is a pseudoscientific, meaning like fake science diagnosis in the late 1800s that they used to ascribe to constant runaway slaves. So they would say if you were trying to leave the plantation, that something must be wrong with your brain. You got Draped mania. And that concept of like, you got to be crazy to think that you could be free. And the rage that also is induced by feeling like I'm stuck in some sort of system or stuck under some sort of label is all the energy that I wanted to put in the song. And so I have all these different iterations of the same idea and the same concept before you get to Draped mania that, you know, people love, and people are doing a rush hour dance to it and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's fun.
Yeah.
But the more you sit with it, the more you learn.
Yeah. In your 30s, have you been called OG or Unc?
I got called Unc recently. I was on the game.
Is that crazy?
It was on the game.
Bro.
Crazy,
We were
bro.
just talking about this right before you walked in because Nico and you are the same age. I was like, you know, you're getting close to Unc, right? And then he was just
that's
like,
crazy.
I
I'm
said,
not
nah.
Unc.
Once you
I
have
was
2
like,
kids, though, you
Yeah,
Unc status,
I'm definitely Unc. I got like 10 nephews, so it's like, but also I'm like really learning to like respect my craft as something that does get better with age. And you get to see that with Clips, you get to see that with Kendrick, you get to see that with so many artists, with Hove. You get to see that with everybody that cares about their pen and like is consistently writing from a conceptual level and and still keeping that movement though. Like you don't ever want to get to a point where you're preachy. And that's what I really love about this album is like there's all these incredible concepts in it, but as you listen to it, you can't help but move to it. And so I'm like really starting to just respect the fact that like when I am 50, I might be writing the greatest raps I ever wrote because I'm getting older and getting more perspective and getting more and more respect for the craft.
What kind of feedback do you get or do you appreciate about the highs and the lows?
I love that people
You
get
vaping,
it.
my G?
No. That's against the rules here, right? No. Oh yeah, no, I'm vaping.
Yo, you so Chicago. I'm looking at you doing it.
I have no
you
idea.
Say no.
Vaping, what is that? No, I think the highs and the lows was such a big part of this whole story. And what I love is that people get it. You know, it's about the cyclical, feeling that comes with joy and and heartbreak. Like it's always gonna be the next one right after. And so coming to terms with the fact that yes, these times it's hard, but there'll be better times tomorrow, and yes, these times are good, but eventually it'll get hard again, is like, that's kind of the concept throughout the whole album. And when I made that song, I was in this time period where I was learning a lot from visual artists. I was spending a lot of time with painters, photographers, sculptors, designers, like people from all over the world, and going and spending time in these different communities. I spent a lot of time in Accra, Ghana, a lot of time in Jamaica. But when I made the highs and the lows, I was spending a lot of time in Paris and in Venice, Italy, and just around these like incredible artists who really, really know how to communicate ideas. Like they know how to take an emotion or an issue or whatever
and really craft it
and really like give it to you from all angles. And so I like just spending time with them and just being in conversation, being like, oh, I never thought about it like that, or I never would have worded it like that, really like influenced me. So shout out to Giannis David Gabinga. He's an amazing photographer from Gabon that went out and just like spent time with me learning certain concepts and teaching me certain concepts that I think it goes through the whole album, that attention to detail, that attention to like one line on any given song you could break down for a good hour. You know?
I think that's why we appreciate Tyler, Creator, so much too, right? Because of his visuals and his attention to detail. Even though he says, I just did this and that and it came out great, fuck that. I don't believe that. You're amazing and you know it and you dig deep.
No, he's a creative visionary, and I think like I don't ever really get to talk about Tyler that often. That's the first time I feel like I've even been asked about him in an interview. But when I was still in high school was when that Our Future movement started. I was probably a junior or sophomore in high school, and really seeing Earl, who's about to drop next week, you know, like that like really opened my eyes to like how different I could be, how much intention you could put into the lyrics, because he is a lyricist, and then from Tyler, like how important and how crazy you could go with the visuals, and them as a unit and all of Our Future, like really, in a lot of ways, I think birthed a lot of crews, especially in Chicago. Like we saw that Our Future movement, and we was doing Save Money as a clique. We was just fighting and stealing. And then at that point, it was like, wait, we freestyle all the time. Like we should collectively be trying to push towards a movement with a name. And so I always like just super respected Tyler's vision for all of the people around him, for how he builds his music videos, for how he builds his albums out into these conceptual eras with like, you know, certain like fashion or certain like just things that like give you a whole world that like contextualizes the music. I think I was really trying to do that with Starline, especially with the music I released in the past few years.
I think you did that, man.
Just making people feel like, oh, this is what you're rapping about. Okay, this is what you're rapping about. Okay, I understand. Like, I think a lot of my fans, because of stuff like Highs and the Lows, I know the 3,333 song about, you know, how many fans are buying tickets to my shows. Like, I gave a good context of the world that I was going to be diving into when I got to the album. I think that's why some of the fans are so in love with it. And the people that haven't heard it, even if they don't have that context now, they love the album enough to go back, and then now they're discovering music that kind of sets up everything.
You know, the power of the shout out on the radio is legendary, right? To this day, you got to look into that camera and talk to Tyler and say, we working, dog. Fuck that. We're doing this.
Hey, you said we working or you working?
You.
I'm working. Oh, we're working. Yeah. I would love to work with Tyler. Yeah, Tyler, we working. I'm in LA. This your city. I would love to work with you, dog. And we will work as how you put it.
I want to be there too.
I saw on your Twitter last year, I need to know, have you watched Menace to Society?
I low-key never saw Menace to Society.
That's crazy.
But that's not true. I've seen parts of it. I've seen the part at the end where he gets shot. Okay. And then I've seen...
Spoiler alert.
Sorry. I ruined that.
He's 30 years old.
You feel me? That's what I'm saying. It's like, I've seen it on BET a bunch of times. So, I'm not really paying attention.
You saw the edited version.
Yeah. And I've seen, like, you know, the scene in the, like, convenience store. And there's the double burger with cheese, I think is from that, too.
Yep.
So, I know all the, like... cultural content, but sitting watching, like, I love
feel
films.
sorry for your mother.
I don't know if I've seen that part.
Yeah. That's
is that the convenience store? Okay, I do remember that.
That's a legendary movie.
Sorry, I never seen it. Have y'all seen? All right, the ones that I've seen Boys in the Hood. Okay, I seen Baby Boy.
Okay,
I seen
Staples.
I feel like I don't even want to say that. I was gonna say I seen South Central, but I feel like I've only seen that in parts too.
Legendary.
I'm just trying to think of the classic like 90s West Coast movies.
Seen American Me?
Yeah, you need to.
I've seen parts of American Me.
Okay.
American Me, part of it is in prison. Yep, I have. That's my low-key, that's my little brother's favorite movie. That's my little brother's favorite movie. When he sees this, he's gonna be like, nigga, that's why I told you should have watched it.
You gonna talk to them Mexicans, they know about it.
You need to watch Blood In and Blood Out too.
I've heard of that. What's Blood In, Blood Out?
Blood In, Blood Out is like
legendary.
hella veteranos.
Cholo shit.
Like, cholo shit. Like,
And it's on Disney Plus.
yes.
But it's some real cholo shit, bro. It's crazy.
I'm trying to learn. Black and what do they say? Black and brown pride in the sets again.
Yeah.
That's what we on.
That's
Rainbow
that Pac line
Coalition
right there. You mentioned Pac in the album too.
Yeah, a lot of times. He's, you know, I saw a documentary a couple years ago. To me, it's the single greatest documentary I've ever seen. It's called Dear Mama. And everything from the storytelling to the pacing to the archival footage, and especially the sound design and how they work, you know, these reimaginings of Pac's records into the movie. I just think it's like the greatest documentary ever. But what's really, really cool about it is that it's subversive in that you think it's going to be a Tupac documentary, but it's really a documentary about his mother and all the ways she impressed upon the world and how he was carrying on her lineage and how they have these weird, like the courthouses that they were tried in or the prisons that he was in, how they have all these crazy connections. His mother was just like, you know, really the truth. She basically started the Patient Bill of Rights that we use to this day. She was a Black Panther. She represented herself and is the Black Panther 9? I can't remember, but like represented herself and several other Black. So I just like, I'm super, you know, grateful just for Tupac's story and the success and the messaging that he was able to put out there. And so I got a line on Draped Mania, which I told you is already about crazy niggas being free, where I say, Tiffany chain in a blue box, 401k in a blue 401k in a shoebox. My favorite rapper named Tupac. I love Tupac because he shot 2 cops.
Yeah.
I got a 9mm called Thug Life. I got a new chain that say fuck ICE. And I get that from Pac. Like, I feel like the ability to use your words like a sword and speak freely and to speak for people that don't have necessarily as loud of a voice is like, those are all things that I learned from Tupac, who my mother made me listen to. She didn't have to make me, but she put me on at a very young age.
She had it on.
Yeah.
So there you were. 100%.
She had the cassettes.
Yeah, man. The cassettes, legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned, right, the fuck ICE, right? And Chicago got mad Latinos out there too, right? And I'm sure you've seen these raids. How do you feel about that?
It's disgusting. I think we're just in a space where people are afraid to, I guess, really fight the system. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a country that's actually built on bloody revolutions and, you know what I'm saying, radical thought and self-determination. And sometimes I think we make that such a historic thing or such a, like, you know, in the past kind of thing, that we forget that, like, we're a country built on, you know, fighting the system and fighting the power.
From day one.
You know what I'm saying? So Chicago, like you said, has a huge, one of the largest Latino populations in the country. And we're very, very, like, you know, we're a sanctuary city. We're a city that's just built on, you know, pride of multiple cultures. And
there's a Mexican radio station out there, dog.
You know
That's how you know there's Mexicans.
What's I think it's called Hoy. That's like our biggest newspaper. You know what I'm saying? Hoy.
Yeah.
What does Hoy mean?
Hoy
It means today. Yeah, today.
Yeah.
So like
That's right, big homie.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I think we're just in a place where people sometimes feel helpless and they don't know, you know, how to fight. And what I always say is, like, I think we all have 2 parts, right? We have our physical bodies and we have our heavenly gifts. And so I think everybody has a gift that they was given that they have to use to fulfill their purpose in God. My voice and my pen is my gift, you know. And then on the other side, there's my physical body. And one day, I'm gonna have to give my physical body to the revolution. I hope it's not soon. I got young kids, but in both parts, I think every human is responsible for applying both sides of them. And so, whatever work it is that you do, whatever skill it is that you do, whatever platform that you have to use it for the voiceless. And at some point, your body's gonna be a part of this revolution as well. It's late in the game. We're at the fall of empire right now. So, you know, I would say being in Chicago and growing up in those after school programs I was telling you about, those poetry, we were 14 years old rocking keffiyehs and saying Free Palestine. That's how we grew up. Like, we are radical children that just happen to be in our 30s now. And so when it comes time for each one of us to put out a body of work, especially at this time, we have to use our heavenly gifts. And when the time comes, everybody's gonna have to use their bodies.
That's right. This is for you, my man. We did a short run of these. Go ahead and show the camera. Let them know.
I got a new shirt. It say fuck ICE. Yeah, I mean,
crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, man. That shit is crazy. What's going on out there? I hope it fits. It's a large. Might be too big.
I'm a rocket.
It might shrink.
So rock it.
Starline, and we back tour in October. You're
Yes,
here at
sir.
Palladium.
I'm here at the Palladium October 20th. What's
gotta
crazy
be
is
there.
my first show in LA was in 2012, and I was opening up for Donald Glover at the time, Childish
Wow.
Gambino.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
And he brought me on tour because of my 10-day mixtape. His publicist got it when I performed at South by, and he asked me to come and fill in a couple of dates, and then eventually was like, you should just finish out the whole tour with me. Probably because I was cheap, but also because I'm good.
Yeah.
Also because I'm
live,
good.
bro.
You're
y'all.
good, bro. 'Cause you're good.
Good live.
And, but I think it's just a beautiful thing to be coming back to LA and being in that space, and it feels like, you know, there's just an incredible amount of love that I've been receiving. You know,
Yeah, man.
in
I saw you at the
past few
Hollywood
days.
Bowl, and it was like, I've never seen some shit like that.
Yeah. No, my show is pretty good. I can never like deny that. And it's
You're
also
great
good
live.
to me. Like that's probably why I'm a good performer, is because performing is good for me. Like I always use this metaphor that like, I don't know if y'all ever seen the end of Kill Bill 2, but Bill does the monologue about Spider-Man and Batman versus Superman, and how Spider-Man and Batman got to use their technology and their suits to become that alter ego that's a superhero, whereas Superman puts on his glasses and his tie as his disguise, and whenever he takes that off, he's his real self. And that's how I feel on stage. It's like, I feel like when I'm walking around in real life, even when I'm on microphones like right now, like I'm a little subdued version of myself. I'm a little bit in disguise. But once I get on stage,
It's out of body for you.
It's just, I'm me. I get to be myself.
Yeah. You still smoking or just vaping?
I don't smoke cigarettes anymore.
Good for you.
Yeah, this is awful. So don't let this be a Juul commercial. This is a Juul diss. This shit is terrible for you.
Hashtag no ad,
And I
man.
cannot. I'm really trying to. Quit.
No, I know. It's tough. It's tough. Garcia and I talk about that all the time. Like, it's just an addiction, you know?
And I think what it used to be is like when you got when they used to have like the nicotine gum and the nicotine patches, it was like a system, a regimented, like, okay, this day you take 3 and then tomorrow you take 2. And this is just like nicotine juice that you just go and buy
Yeah.
more and more of. And it's like there's no
Cartridge after
system.
cartridge, right?
Yeah.
No, I know.
I hate it.
Yeah. It's the devil. It's working. It's working. I know you got to run, but space and time is crazy.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Love
that's I teeter back and forth between calling No More Old Men and Space and Time my most well-written songs. And Space and Time, is beautiful because it's vulnerable. It's based on a true story. It's, my most poetic version of, how my life went, through marriage and post. But what I really, really love, and I love on all the songs, is the use of allegory or illusion. And this song pulls a lot from the Odyssey, Homer's Odyssey, and basically the story of this dude going out on this voyage, on this adventure in search of something, and then realizing the most important thing is left at home, and really trying to get back home. And so I really love that the song, it feels like an epic. So I feel like I try and like look at each of the songs, for what they are, what their genre is, but this song feels like a great story, just a great story to be told. And I love that I've gotten such a great response from it. Thank you, man.
It's fire. And my son, he's 8 years old. My son, Cam, he walks around saying, gun in your purse, gun in your purse, gun in your purse. And his mom is looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing?
I told you it's radical. It's radical, but
Radical
it's like,
music, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Radical.
Shout out to all the women with the gun in their purse. Shout out Angela Davis. You know what I'm saying? Joanne Chesimard, all of them.
Starline, Chance the Rapper, congratulations, salute, my guy.
Yo, appreciate you, brother.
Shout out the website.
Shout out to my website. Hey, if you want to get my stuff, you got to get it directly from me.
Yeah.
I'm Chance. My stuff is at chancestuff.com. You can get a CD, you can get some merch. That's how you support independent artists.
Too easy. That's right. Congratulations, my guy.
Appreciate it,
Love,
man.
always respect.
Appreciate
Let's
it,
get
bro.
it. Cruz Show, Real 92.3.